Well, I've got a load of brush on the trailer that we picked up out at the museum parking lot. And I thought, well, I've got this probably 25-year-old Lazy Boy 5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton, what you call it, chopper, wood chopper, leaf chopper. And I haven't run it for several years. So I thought, well, it'd be kind of fun to see if I can get it going. Look, I lost the gas cap for it somewhere, but I found this oil cover for a tractor. So I put that, it fits in there. So let's put a little gas in it. Looks dry, it is dry down there. And not really bad for rusty looking. Losing more than I'm getting in. That's enough for the moment. I got some starting fluid. Let's first of all see if we can figure out off, on, run, choke. I'm going to check the air cleaner just to see what it looks like, and of course the oil. Worked pretty good when I use it. It's just really slow and quite took me far too long is what I thought it would be to do a stuck on there. Well, the air cleaner is all plugged up, molded, sort of like rotted away. Got water in it. It was in the shed. I don't think that's usable. We'll save that for a pattern. We don't need the air cleaner in to test it out, but I could put a sponge in there for now or something. Let me just set that on there for the moment. No, actually, I want to maybe spray some carb. The choke opens and closes. We'll try the oil. Dipstick is broken off. Or no, there is no dipstick. But I can see the oil and it looks halfway clean right up near the top. Here's a wire hanging loose. I guess that is the on-off ground wire. Don't worry about that. So let's just see if it'll put a little starting fluid in it. Get our tools out of the hopper. See if it'll turn over, huh? Yeah. All right. I better turn it on in case that wasn't. Let's put choke on. Ooh, a putt. Not quite so much choke. Well, that came right off. I'll put it down sideways there. Okay, I turned it off on. It probably ran out the fuel in the that I sprayed in there. Let's try that again. All right. Nothing down in there. No mice. Right, on some choke. She sure shakes. I take it that the grinder hammers, well, they're loose. It really shakes something out of balance. I didn't put in a filter, but this thing isn't going to stay. It needs to have a very simple cap. Alright, I need to put something to hold that cap down. How about a bungee cord? I can probably get a gas cap without too much trouble. Whoa, that's pretty slick. Let's see how it works. All right, this is a very much of a kind of a poor design because it just dumps the ground stuff on the ground underneath the front, and there's just hardly any room down here for it. So I've got an old car mat here that I think I'll see how that goes for grinding onto that and then shoveling it off into a got this load sort of tied down. There's a side chute for bigger stuff. If we try it like this, you gotta lift it up and drop it in, I guess. I probably better get some safety glasses. Now, let's try it again. On. adjustment, which there doesn't seem to be any. Does work. Makes some nice mulch. Just takes kind of slow. And then some of these pieces of wood are harder than what they look like. This is actually buckthorn. Buckthorn is one of the really hard woods, and so when I put that in there, I didn't want to do anything with it. Make a piece of firewood, I guess. And then it doesn't take very big limbs. I didn't put the oil plug in tight enough. It came out and blew all over, so trying to find it. Oily lawn. Oh, there it is. So I wonder where the oil drain is. Looks like it's not easily accessible. Well, being I blew all the oil out anyway, let's just put in new oil. Choke. Choke. Feels like it's plugged up down there. Yeah, there's a stick that's caught in the output chute. See if I can break it out. That piece there is stuck somewhere out in front. It won't come forward, it won't come backwards, and it won't break off. It's too wiry, I guess. Well, I couldn't make it run, and the belt was slipping, clutch was slipping, so there's a little inspection hole here that might let me see what's in there and plugged or not. Using a 13 mm wrench, but I'm sure it's English thread or English size. Oh, that's just access to the big cutter wheel here. It's got knives on it that turn, and I wasn't using that, so that isn't what I'm after. Let's see if I can see something down in there. No. Really should have lock washers on there. The amount of vibration this does. These are actually lock. Yeah, they aren't really locked, but maybe they are. Yeah, I guess so. Wonder if the screen comes out from the bottom. Nope. The chute comes off. And I can see the piece of wood down in there. Maybe if I take the chute off, I can get it out without having to. This one I put a lock washer on. I'll put it on all of them when I put it together. Well, let's take a look down in there. You can see what's wrong. I don't know if that means I can get it out or not, but at least you can see down in there, see what it is. This is, oh, the hammers are stuck. I'll get a pry bar. It's stuck hard. And this pipe, well, is not strong enough. It'll bend, so let me get something else. All right, I went and got a pry bar that's actually an old buggy from a horse pulled buggy wheel shaft. There, I can hear it breaking the wood. Oh, there it turns. Let's see. It got jammed between the hammers and the frame. Huh? No wonder I've got quit using this thing. Have to feed it tiny little branches rather than well, I gotta bolt that back on. I'm gonna go get a few lock washers. Well, let's see here. I wonder if I got the wrong size lock washers. Nope. Works okay. So the way they went in is the nut up on top so you could see if it was coming loose, I suppose. I could put the lock on the top, shouldn't I? Ah. Now pull the belt. Spins good. Should we try it again? About pretty much everything that can go wrong went wrong. Maybe. Alright, has oil in it. Has switch on, some choke. Side chute is supposed to grind up sticks, but I loaned it to a friend not so long after I got it, and he had a storm and he ground up an awful lot of stuff, including he broke off this thing and had to have it welded on, but the whirling blade in there, set of blades are really dull, and so if I wanted to use that I'd have to sharpen those up, which I might. But I have to pull it apart to pull the, I don't know how to, have to get down in there pretty far to get to those. So, if you're doing little tiny sticks, it works. If you're trying to do much of any quantity, if you got all day long and you don't have much else to do, and I got probably almost maybe $3 worth of chips here. And they should be good because they're locally ground chips. From branches off of trees that died from old age. Alright, let's get this out of the way and clean up the rest of that. pick some good mulch for, probably I'll put it around my raspberries. Well, the bigger stuff, I think I'll just take and use the chainsaw on it and make it into a little kindling for maple syrup cooking. It's big enough to be able to have to hunt a lot of that stuff up anyway for the starting the fires. Well, I'm going to take my lunch break.